bed with the man who was the very first teen heartthrob. He was the man that throughout the 70s kept me awake at night with these anguished moments of fiery longing. God, I was so pained. That Rolling Stone nude spread that just cut off the interesting bit in the nick of time. It is, of course, the gorgeous, irresistible David Cassidy.
Wow. What an
Do you
intro.
remember those pictures? With your little appendix scar that I licked.
And now, folks, I knew we were going to be there. I knew it would take 30 seconds to do that. Yes, I remember taking, in fact, Annie Leibovitz, who took the photographs, who I've seen numerous times since then. She's a great photographer. And the reason I wanted to do it was because there was a real misconception about who I was as opposed to the character I played on that television series, Heat, which is now very successful again.
I saw it. I was in America recently.
Yeah,
I saw it again. There it was.
Yeah.
Every night at 7 o'clock on the Partridge Family bus.
Yeah, it's a deal. Again, which is, it's kind of fun for me now because I distanced myself from it, and for a long time, particularly in the 1980s, I've been working in the theater and doing a lot of other stuff. I never got bitter about talking about it, or
A bit.
no, honestly, I never did. No, I really didn't. I just felt like I got sick of answering Partridge Family trivia questions. You know, you and Susan, were you like in the back of the bus? And in the end, it's gone on.
I was going to ask that one.
You were?
Yes.
Well, you're
That's actually my next
going to have to wait for the book, I'm afraid. Yeah, so I mean, it had such an impact on a whole generation of people because I guess I became so famous from being that guy. It robbed me of my own identity, and
So you weren't really like him.
not at all.
You weren't a snake-hipped beaming boy.
I was a randy little sod when I was. Actually, I was pretty wild, not dangerous, but wild when I was growing up. I got thrown out of school a couple times because I was really not that interested academically in what was going on.
So it was a bit of a tour de force of acting, was it, then?
Yes, you could say that. Thank you for bringing that up. My performance was absolutely mum. And, you know, I think that a lot of the character, I liked, the more I could be an airhead in the Partridge Family. I mean, your audience is probably looking going, what show are they talking about? They're talking about the more I could be silly and an airhead, it worked because Susan Day's character was so straight and so serious. Much like
Was
Susan
she
Day.
always having to run off to puke? Because she was anorexic at the time, wasn't
Yeah, she went through periods where she'd go, you know, she'd go in and out, so to speak. She'd blow up and then shrink. Yeah, I mean, she had an eating disorder, which is not something.
Did you?
No, it's not. Thank you.
But we were. we were going to joke
about her.
Poor Susan
She
Day.
at one point, Danny Bonaducci and I, who played Danny, used to look at her. She'd come in, and I promise you, for a year, she ate only carrots. Her skin tone was orange, like a carrot. Yeah, I promise. Because she had this thing about, you know, eating. And anyway, we were very, 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 very close friends and stayed close friends.
You and Susan?
For a long, long
Oh, were you
time.
kissing each other in the back of the room?
I'm-
Oh, that question! Now tell me about you and little Danny. Did he used to get jealous? He was a little red-haired boy.
Yeah.
Did he used to get jealous for your attention?
I think he always looked up to me kind of like a big brother. He had a bad home life, and his family was much like many young kids in this business, dysfunctional. And I think Susan did too. And they've gone in much different directions. But Danny's gotten his life together. He's in great shape. In fact, he opened. I've done a lot of concerts and stuff in America in the last few years, and he opened a lot of shows for me, and he's hysterically funny.
What does he do?
He's out of control. He's a disc jockey in one of the biggest radio stations in Chicago called The Loop, and he's got a very successful talk show, and he also does comedy stuff, does comedy clubs, and opened for me. He was sensational. I mean, the audience obviously knew him and was really rooting for him because he got in a lot of trouble a few years ago, and I think the sad thing about it is that Hollywood kind of abandoned him, and I sort of extended myself to him. Anyway, he was very successful.
So the Pershing family, in the interim, since it's gone off the air, they've all become sort of wild people again, have they? Is this what we're being led to believe? Shirley Jones hasn't done anything to do it, has she?
Danny's gone and gone a little berserk, but no, I mean, I wouldn't say
Did you
that.
sort of go berserk when it finished?
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely went berserk. Only because I
But you sort of opted out, didn't you?
I retired.
Got married and bred horses and looked irresistible.
Actually, I blew up and got very bloated and drank too much and abused my body and was very lost for a long time. And I went through terrible sort of identity crisis now. What the hell am I going to do with my life? Because I'm rich, bored, and creatively stuck in this place, and forever I'm going to be, people are going to walk up to me and assume that I'm this guy, and I'm not. I also felt really unworthy of all of the adulation.
Now, why are you back in London?
Well, I don't know really. I'm rehearsing Blood Brothers for Broadway, but because the creative brain trust is here, the director, producer, writer, and also Petula Clark is here.
Petula Clark doing in it?
She's playing my mother.
Is she?
Yeah, she's going to play my mom. So, which is going to be interesting. I mean, it's a great character for me to play, aging from 7 to God knows what he ends up being. But the transformation that happens and the tension between the two brothers and the triangle with his wife and with the girlfriend who becomes his wife, it's an explosive and a very exciting thing to think that I'm going to be playing it with my real brother. It's never been played by
It's a bit
brothers.
like therapy. All the stuff will start pouring out.
Yeah, it will. In fact, you're right. And that's the exciting part of it as an actor. And then I'm going to go out and tour and take out some of the old jumpsuits, along with these...
It was always a miracle when you got into those jumpsuits, wasn't it? I always felt.
Yes, it was. It was just slipping them on every night, you know.
Oh, please don't. Please don't. We'll have to stop here.
Get out of here.
It's been lovely to have you on the bed.
Yeah, it's been
really
great.
nice. This is Channel 4 and
Sorry,
you're watching The Big Breakfast.